I decided to volunteer because I believe in the service that they provide. It's a valuable service. The health service is short of funds. It needs volunteers these days. I believe in volunteers. I believe in volunteering service, and it's something I like to do.
When I retired, I wanted to keep busy, and I took on 3 voluntary jobs, and SERV's one of them. It's probably the biggest one now. I really didn't want to be sitting around. I had a very busy life when I was at work, and I wanted to make sure I stayed busy, so that's why I took it on. And wanted to put something back, of course, as well.
SERV is a service for emergency rider volunteers, and we transport blood and other medical products in our local area.
Yeah, my name is John McComb, and I'm currently the coordinator, which is the same thing as chairman for SERV Hearts and Beds. Plus I'm the hospital liaison officer, and I also act as rider and controller, so I do 4 jobs there. As a controller, the first thing you'll do about, in my case about 5 o'clock in the evening, is to call all your riders or drivers and make sure they're all fit and ready for duty and that they haven't got any time constraints. And then basically at about 6:45 you switch over the phones on FlexTel, so all the calls come through to your mobile, and you wait. It's a reactive job, and the hospitals will start to call in any time from about 6:45 onwards with jobs all through the night. You decide on the nature of the job, how urgent it is, where it is, what it is, who you're going to dispatch. You dispatch them, and then they call in 3 times on the journey, so you're woken up 3 times for each job.
My role with SERV is as the milk coordinator, taking care of mother's milk donations, and also as a deputy coordinator for the blood service at night time. The most amount of runs I think we've had in one night is probably around 7 or 8, meaning that each rider, or at least one rider, has to go out 2 times. Going out more than 2 times can be hard work, especially in the middle of the night. And if one complete ride takes around 2 to 3 hours to finish, 2 rides is then maybe 5 hours. So getting a rider to be riding around the country in the middle of the night for more than 2 runs can be very hard.
One aspect of a milk run is going to the donor's home to collect the donations. On average, they collect 2 litres of milk every time they visit, which they will do 3 or 4 times.
Hi again, Holly. How you doing?
Hi, fine, thank you.
Good. Hello.
My name's Holly, and I donate breast milk. I started a while ago, and it was something I always thought I wanted to do. Didn't really know much about it, and then I found out as to what good it could do. I heard about SERV through the milk bank. The milk bank, I deal with them directly, and they contact SERV to organise a collection for the donation. Without it, I wouldn't be able to donate. It means that I can express milk in my own time, and then we can organise a convenient time for them to collect and take to the hospital, something that I wouldn't be able to do on my own, especially with a small baby. The hospital is too far away.
Every day is dangerous on a motorbike these days. People don't see you still. No matter how many lights you have on your bike, no matter what you wear, they still don't see you. So you have to take great care, making sure people do see you coming.
Have I ever had an accident? Yes, I have had one on a run. I was coming back from the AGM the year before this last one, and it was a wet, very unpleasant, wet and windy night. And I was sent on a job as I left the AGM. When I got down and finished the job at Colindale, I headed home, and I wasn't going very fast because of the conditions. You're riding a big heavy bike. This was a 1200cc bike. I stopped at Apex Corner, let some traffic through the roundabout, started to move off, and the bike just slid away from me, and it turned out there was a lot of contamination on the road that had washed off a nearby hoarding, and the surface was just like ice. There's no chance of keeping on your feet or on your wheels. So luckily neither the bike nor I were badly damaged, and I managed to ride it home. But it's not something you go looking for.
There are accidents. Accidents do happen when you go out. We have 2 motorcycles in full SERV livery. That's a white bike with yellow and predominant markings. And still, just not many months ago, one of our riders stopped at a roundabout on a main road, and a van drove straight into the back of him and has written off his bike, and he was quite badly injured. So it doesn't matter how well seen you are or where you are, these things do happen. So we have had some serious accidents.
The supplies are taken to several hospitals around the country, with a single run often covering 70 miles or more. The donation collected earlier is taken to the milk bank for processing.
My name is Gillian Weaver. I'm the milk bank manager at Queen Charlotte's and Chelsea Hospital Milk Bank.
Hello, Gillian.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
There you go. You're very welcome.
Okay, take care.
See you next time.
Bye. Bye safely. My role at the milk bank is the town manager, so I oversee everything, make sure that all the processes are done as they should be, but as well I get involved in all the different tasks that are involved in the milk bank. Without SERV, our service would be dependent on either the mothers delivering the milk themselves, which, as most donors have got a tiny baby, means that they're very busy, and having to bring their milk on top of actually expressing it for us would be generally a task too far. But also, if they're a donor who has got their own baby in hospital and actually are donating some of their surplus milk that they're expressing whilst their baby's in hospital, they just couldn't get it here. So we'd either be reliant on them, or we'd have to pay for medical couriers to go and get the milk, or the staff in the milk bank would have to go out and do it ourselves.
The milk bank service is very vital to small babies. They can't have breast milk, they can't have formula milk because they're so small, and also because they can't digest it, and also their mother's milk hasn't come in because they're born so small, therefore they have to have donated breast milk.
All of the current members of SERV are unpaid volunteers, giving up their own time and the cost of petrol on every run they complete.
I first heard about SERV at the Royston Motorcycle Club. It's an annual event. There's something like 2,500 people turn up, and SERV had a stand there and they were looking for volunteers. So I spoke to people on the stand, I got a feel for what they were doing, I liked what they were doing, and decided to put my name forward and volunteer to do some work for them.
I heard about SERV, wasn't really sure, so I googled it and found more information. And it was something that I used to donate blood, and so I didn't see this as being any different to blood donation. And it's just a really nice thing to do for those small babies.
I heard about SERV through my son when he was approached at work, but he was too young to join them. He was approached by the Bristol Freewheelers, and he told me about it, and I contacted Hearts and Beds and offered my services to them.
How do I find SERV service? Well, do you know what? I don't think anybody can praise them highly enough. They're just the fact that as volunteers they turn up at short notice. They're always incredibly cheerful, they're very well trained, they're hugely efficient, so it's just fantastic. And actually, not just in this milk bank, but milk banks throughout the country, they're revolutionising milk banks, because it's meaning that milk banks can respond to requests from hospitals anywhere.
I think the National Health Service needs volunteers right now. It needs a lot of help, so I put my name forward, and then given the opportunity to do it, I took it up.